Good times are there, especially given that you bought Raymond's, what, 1.5 years ago?
Yeah, 1.5 to 2 years ago. I think we discussed it a couple of times, if you remember. When we were talking about changing investor perception about promoters and companies. So, that I always believe we have more and more Raymonds in the mid-cap segment in the Indian markets, dozens of them. So I think that's where especially direct investors should seriously look at next maybe 2, 3, 5, 10 years. That's going to be a great opportunity for investing community to create alpha.
Your conviction was centered that time, I'm sure, was not on the fact that they will become a real estate company or they will sell their, male grooming segments. It was centered around the fact that here's a national apparel brand and it was available at a market cap of less than $2 billion. That is the reason why I think you bought into Raymond's.
Not $2 billion is far away. It was some 2,500 crores market cap 2 years ago, 3,000 crores, and around that is what we were lucky, to be frank, having that conviction, and we went up to buying nearly 5% of the company in our for our clients, and it was really amazing. So see, when we talk, that Raymond sold this for so much money or whatever, it basically means all these values, these assets were there in the company. So that is how one should look at it. They need not really sell it. Even otherwise, that value is there. For long-term value investors, all these are very integral part of it. And I believe, I think as we discussed, the trigger for me was, the planning of IPO by Manure. In those days, it was told about, they may come out with an IPO of 20,000 crores. The media was reporting. So I was really surprised. A company which is only a fraction of Raymond is quoting 10 times of Raymond. So this is something, there's a huge mismatch or the gap of valuation. So it's not an easy thing, all the new IPOs coming in or approaching investors had a different kind of valuation dynamics than the traditionally established brands and companies. So some point of time, a lot of people, promoters perhaps, of the listed companies used to feel we should delist and come out with an IPO next year for fetching a much higher valuation. Anyway, we have gone through that kind of a 2-3 years period. Again, things are stabilizing. That too much fancy for the IPOs are sobering down. I think markets are getting much more healthier and matured, I would say.